You could argue that I started with irrational exuberance, and at the moment we're into exaggerated depression, I suppose. But obviously the economic climate has changed. But I think it's worth bearing in mind that actually this is not a uniformly gloomy story at the moment. And although I suspect that one of the most important hits on our website is about redundancies and various other things, there's actually quite a lot of change in the way that people are looking at HR at the moment, I think. And I think that's really brought home in the work that we've done on next generation HR, for example. And I'm finding that actually when I go around, there are a lot of HR people who are really close at the moment to the business issues and really close to the business decisions and the HR decisions that are being made, and much closer than possibly 4 years ago. And so there's good stuff going on, and I think we need to be very clear that we're also in an environment where CIPD has done a lot to actually create a new platform for HR. And in doing that, what we're doing is actually showing what HR can really do. And there is a realisation of the potential HR in a lot of the companies I'm seeing, in a lot of the public sector that I'm working with at the moment. When I became president, I actually felt that there were some things that we'd been slow in getting going on. And one of those was actually looking at qualifications and membership. Because I work in an environment where I was coming across HR directors who by experience were absolutely fantastic models for the HR profession. And when you said, well, are you a CIPD member? They said, no. Well, you've got to understand I came in mid-career from wherever they were and so on. And I thought we've got to have a route for those people to become members. The other thing I think that has been really critical with CIPD and made us able to actually catch this moment of change in HR is that we've been engaging a lot with senior people. And one of the things that Jackie has managed to do is really get on board a lot of very senior HR professionals and ask questions of them about what HR is all about and what they want us to be doing and so on, and get them involved in policy and get them involved in qualifications, get them involved in the idea of continuous professional development and so on. And so actually that's been a really big change as well. It's appropriate now because actually we've been modernising, not only modernising membership, we've also been modernising the CIPD and looked and said, well, are things right, fit for purpose? Are they right for what it's going to look like going further out? And the Code of Conduct is something that's actually sort of lain rather unchanged for a period of time. And we feel that actually as the profession has grown in its professionalism, so our expectations of the ethics and how people behave is actually changing. And so what we're launching at the moment, and Jackie announced yesterday at conference, is a review of that, which is going to involve all the members. So can I just say, this is not going to be something where, 3 weeks later, out comes a new code of conduct. There's going to be a very large consultation exercise with council, with the branches, and we'll be looking for members to actually have their input as well. I think actually this recognises that HR has become a real profession with professional requirements and professionalism requirements of its members. Don't agree to do 2 terms, I suppose. Actually, it's been fantastic doing a double term because particularly in the last 12, 18 months, we've seen a lot of change. My advice to Gill is recognise that we've actually moved forward, but don't stop moving forward. There's a lot still more to do. And some of those things we've just barely put our toes in the water. How are we going to develop the international strategy of CIPD, for example? Increasing number of our members are overseas, and increasing number of people who've studied HR and practice HR overseas want to be our members. And so we've got to look at that. And there are other things that are just driving forward. And so my advice to Gill is, okay, discard if you thought I made a mistake, but there's some things that really, actually, I hope I've given you a head start, and you'll be able to build on it. The interesting thing is, actually, I meet a milestone birthday this month. And so I'm having to make some decisions. But yes, I put quite a bit of time into CIPD. And what I want to do is spend more time where I'm a trustee of, for example, of the Royal National Lifeboat Institution. And also I do actually work. I know a number of people think that I actually am president and that's it, but I actually still work as a management consultant. So yes, I'll carry on working hard, I suspect. And my husband hopes I will spend a little bit more time at home.